Oh, wait, Chris, wait. I forgot to put the plan out. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. All right, I got it. Ready? Go. Hello, and welcome to Living Best. I'm your host, Chris Baylett, and tonight's guest is Jim Luther. Jim is the best-selling and beloved author of such books as Let Your Light Shine and Blind Everyone Else, True Communication Using Optional Words, Make People Believe You Are Sexy, and 10 other works of inspirational self-help. His newest book is Never Tell the Truth, Why Deceit is the Key to Life Success. And he's here to tell us about it. Hello, Chris. I am so happy to be here to talk about my book. So, Jim, you've been out on the workshop circuit for so many years now, and well, you've helped so many people move their lives forward in such amazing ways. What made you decide to write this book? Well, Chris, here's the thing. Deceit has been on the rise lately. From sex to elections, it just seems like no one's telling the truth anymore, and no one seems to care. And I say, finally, we are at a point in our history where we can talk honestly about lying. I mean, it truly is the American way. In this book, I explore all the forms of deceit, from straight up fabrication to gently shading the truth. And with a few easy to remember slogans, I show you how to be successful at each one. The first slogan is, let's have a drum roll, please. Keep the truth out of sight, and you'll be all right. Well, that's an unusual approach, Jim. I mean, most self-help authors, I think, would say the opposite. I mean, they would say you should look inside and find your inner truth and then be as authentic as possible. Oh, yes, that is what they would say, all right. But they're lying to you. I mean, what is the most common interaction that any of us have every day? Someone says to us, "How are you?" Now, if you would ask me that question right now, do you think I would tell you the truth about my life? I mean, would I tell you about, I don't know, the great sex I had last night or the itchy athlete's foot that's driving me crazy? No, not unless I was completely socially inept. No, because we all understand this intuitively. When people ask, "How are you?" they don't actually want to know. Well, yes, sure, but are you advocating extending that kind of superficiality to the rest of life? Yes, I am. Yes. You know, there's really just too much conflict in the world. I mean, I think we can agree on that, right? Now, conflict makes for great literature, War and Peace, but it makes for a lousy life. Now, one of the things that causes conflict is I say something and you don't like what I have to say. So why not just lighten up on the truth telling and focus on the things that are going to cause the fewest problems? Now, it may seem as though I am advocating conflict avoidance, and I am, but not just that. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen to you in life? It's not getting cancer or losing your job, as horrible as those things are. It's being rejected. From kindergarten forward, we know if you really want to hurt someone, ostracize them, avoid them, tell them you don't want them around. That is the worst thing that can happen to you. As we know from my previous book, Creating the Self You Want Them to See, what others think is the only thing that matters. So I say, do whatever it takes, whatever you have to do to be accepted. Hide everything about your true self if you have to. That is the way to live a happy life. Well, you seem to be suggesting that if people really see the truth about us, they're not going to like it. I mean, why would you say that? Oh, that's easy. Our culture is based on the idea that down deep within each one of us is something terrible and horrible and unspeakable and evil. You, me, Barack Obama, Mother Teresa, J-Lo, all of us. Original sin has us by the throat. And there's nothing we can do about it. And it's worse than that. You ever heard that expression, the truth will out? It's from Shakespeare or the Bible, one of them, can't remember which. Anyway, what it means is that eventually all that evil in us is going to be seen. It's like we're in a detective story, you know, where we're eventually, just like the bad guys, we're gonna get caught. It's inevitable. If not here and now, then there and then. So what do we do about this terrible predicament? Well, our culture offers us two possibilities. The first, we can try to improve ourselves. Do more yoga, eat better, make more money, be more productive. Everything that all of these self-help books, not mine, of course, but everything that these self-help books tell us to do. And it's basically the Protestant work ethic. The self-help industry loves this. Of course, it keeps them in business. But the problem is, it will never succeed. You cannot improve yourself enough to compensate for all of your faults. So then, what else can you do? The second thing, you must confess. Confess it all! And not just pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth, the 7 deadly sins. No, but every way in which you fail to measure up to some imagined standard of perfection. I mean, it's like we're living in some giant Salem witch trial. And you don't like this Salem witch trial. No, I don't. I object. If I had to confess every time I was attracted to a friend or jealous of their success, I mean, I'd have to live physically in a church. I'd never leave. No, look, there's no shame in feeling forbidden feelings or being flawed. That's normal. It's human. But the solution is not to trumpet it from the rooftops and risk rejection. No. So what do? Do you lie? No. The problem with lying, of course, is that unless you're very good at it, you're going to get caught. You know those always sunshiny people who smile all the time, and it looks like they're never going to get mad at anything, no matter what happens. Everybody knows that one day they're going to explode. I mean, they're not fooling anyone. No. The problem with lying is that often the lie can be seen on the other side of the truth. Plus, and you know this if you've ever tried any serious lying, it's very hard to keep track of the details. So no, that's why I say, keep the truth out of sight and you'll be all right. Obfuscate, dissimulate, equivocate. If you're going to a party and someone asks where you're going, you just say, oh, I have a thing. Or if you have a therapy to go to, you say, oh, I just have an appointment. Or if a sex toy gets delivered to your door in a box, you say, that's just something I ordered. Well, doesn't that kind of lead to people just wondering what's going on? Well, yes, it does, of course. But that just makes you mysterious, deep even. In fact, it means that people can look at you and see whoever they want to see. You can be all things to all people, and they will never even know how wrong they are about who you truly are. Well, that's fascinating. But would you say that's true even about the people who are close to you? Oh, yes, I would. Absolutely. Even more so. Let's just take a hypothetical example. Let's just say that you did something you probably shouldn't have done. Something your spouse or your partner would really not want you to do. But, you did it. So what do? Well, that's easy. You tell them. I mean, you can't let secrets fester in a relationship. Oh, yes. That's what the self-help people would want you to do, all those authors. Be authentic, they say, and be open. Show yourself and be vulnerable. No, don't do that. I mean, it's just going to make people upset. In fact, it's much more compassionate just to keep it to yourself. Now, you're going to want to hear about my next slogan. Misdirection is the best protection. If a politician, I should say when a politician, is confronted for lying or having an affair or something like that, what do? They find somebody to blame for something, or they start a war. Misdirection. I say we should be more like them. Now, we can't necessarily start a war, right? But we can start a home renovation project, or we can find someone to blame, a common enemy, like, I don't know, like a boss or a neighbor, or maybe a friend who forgot your last birthday. Misdirection. You just shift the focus to something else. Well, surely, Jim, you're not advocating always avoiding hard conversations, are you? I mean, even with the people closest to you? Oh, yes, I am. Absolutely, because otherwise you're going to get caught. I mean, let's just say, take that example of, where you did something you shouldn't have done. Let's just say, hypothetically, that it happened on a trip, like on an airplane, say. You mean like that trip you went on last week? Yes. Yeah, let's say like that. Okay. So you're in an impossible situation, right? You just went on the trip. You can't not talk about it because that's going to seem weird and it's going to invite more questions. But if you do talk about it, you risk stumbling accidentally into saying things that you shouldn't be saying. I mean, that saying, like, they tell you not to think of an elephant and then all you can think about is the elephant? It's kind of like that. No, you have to keep the whole thing kind of out of your consciousness entirely if you want to be safe. Keep the truth away. Then you can play. Actually, that's not a bad slogan. I better remember that. Anyway, reminds my next slogan. You're going to like this one because it's a good one. Don't talk about sex or your life will be vexed. Oh, yes, I'm sure I can't wait. Well, yes. This one is actually the easiest of the slogans because, well, no one tells the truth about sex anyway. I mean, they'll tell you that they're having lots of sex when they're really not having any. Or they'll tell you that they aren't doing the things they really are doing, like, I don't know, toys, outfits, special guests, late night sessions on the computer, stuff like that. So why? Why do people lie about sex? It's easy, because they're ashamed. They're ashamed of what they like. They're ashamed of what they've done. Or they're ashamed because they haven't done the things they think they should have done. Oh, it's very sad, really. Now, you could be countercultural and talk about sex honestly anyway, and try to make society a less shaming place. But can you imagine the consequences of that? The backlash, the hassle and condemnation, people thinking that you're a pervert or a Puritan when really you're not either one. Actually, have you ever noticed that pervert and Puritan kind of sound the same? I wonder if they're from the same Latin root. No, don't risk it. Don't talk about sex. Oh, so I suppose then this goes right along with you not talking about what happened on the plane last week. Yes, it does. Yes. Let's just say, hypothetically, that what happened on the plane was a sexual thing. I mean, not sex, but sexual enough to cause trouble. Why would you tell your partner about that? I mean, it's just going to make them upset. Well, what if your partner got suspicious? What if they came out and asked you directly, did you do something on that plane last week that you're not telling me? Well, are you asking me about my actual trip? Hello, you see anybody else here? No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the book. Ask me about my next slogan. This is a good one. This one has that kind of a twist to it. You'll love it. Don't be spontaneous, or you'll be extraneous. Or how about this one? This is a good one too. Hide what is real. It's not a big deal. Well, look, don't change the subject. I'm not changing the subject. The book is the subject. That is why we're here. Well, you keep changing it into something else by not telling me what happened on the trip. Oh, I don't have to tell you what happened on that trip. It was nothing. It was nothing? Well, now you're really going to have to tell me about it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you shouldn't let yourself get dragged into conversations you shouldn't be having. Don't talk about sex, or your life will be vexed. And here you go again, changing the subject and trying to distract from what's going on. Well, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's what the book says. Well, the book is stupid. The book is not stupid. This book is supposed to be our ticket out of this basement and into some fame, as you very well know. And plus, you're the one who's bringing up what happened on the trip. Oh my God, now I'm talking about it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I can't even follow my own advice. Chris, look, sit. You know this is just for show, right? I mean, it's just to sell the book. Like, we're not like this in real life. I tell you the important things. Oh, you do? Do you? Then prove it. What happened on the plane? Oh, man. It was nothing. Nothing. I was on the plane. And I had this great conversation with the person next to me. Okay, and it was a night flight. All right, overnight flight. So I got really tired. So I just kind of closed my eyes, and I must have fallen asleep on the shoulder. And so I woke up at one point and I went, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And they looked at me. They said, "No, that's fine. Feel free. It's nice." So I don't know. I just kind of snuggled myself over and I leaned down against their shoulder. They put their arm around me and I kind of cuddled up. That's it. I mean, no clothes came off or anything, and we were on a plane, for God's sake. That's it. Okay, all right, okay. There was one kiss right at the end. Oh, I know. I'm such a horrible person. God, because it was really nice. I mean, it was exciting. I've never done anything like that before. I mean, I didn't even know their name. I felt kind of daring, actually. Anyway, I fell asleep again, and I woke up and the plane was landing, and that's it. And I knew I should have told you. I mean, but I felt so guilty, you know, and then, well, I didn't really want to tell you, actually, because then you'd get all mad, you know. So then I tried not to say anything, and then that felt weird, and so then I just didn't know what to say. Let me get this straight. You cuddled and kissed on an airplane with a person who you'll never see again and whose name you don't even know? Oh, yes, I did. I know. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot. You really are. Because if you were just a little bit smarter, you'd know that I care a lot less about some random person on an airplane than I do about the fact that you didn't trust me enough to tell me about it. Wait, you mean you don't care about the cuddling? Of course I care, I guess. But I mean, if you just told me, I would have been mad for like 2 minutes, and then everything would have been fine. But instead, you've been walking around like a zombie for 2 weeks and making me feel like there was something wrong with me. And now, as usual, you've wrecked the entire book release. Wait, this? That's no problem. We'll just edit this part out. Oh no, we won't. We're live. We are live. Oh God. Okay. Now, it might seem to you like everything that just happened here undermines everything I said in the book. Fair enough. But you should still buy it. And here's why. Okay. Lying really is how things happen in society. It's what you're going to get from partners and bosses and politicians. This book gives you perspective, information, so that you don't get taken in by their lies. Okay, wait, I see it. I can see it now. This book will change your life because it shows you what kind of lies are going to come at you and what you can do about them. Actually, I think I didn't realize this until this moment. This book really is revolutionary. It's revolutionary. No one has ever been so honest about deceit before. You can find the book at www.deceitandsuccess.com and wherever the best self-published, unedited ebooks are sold. Trust me on this one. I would never lie to you. This book will change your life. Go out and buy it now. And there you have it. The book is Never Tell the Truth: Why Deceit is the Key to Life Success. I'm Chris Bailey. And I'm Jim Luther. Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, and now you think I'm going to hug you? All right. How are we going to do this? Makes no sense. Okay. You know, Jim, this is not over. We're going to talk about this more upstairs. Let's go. www.deceitandsuccess.com. Go buy it now. I'm coming.